for Sharia to be entrenched in the country. These are not true. They are just trying to create problems for us. We have been here since. We have not been forced to worship in Islamic way.
Military helicopter patrolling Nsukka. They are actually circling the University of Nigeria and Nsukka.
Bandits, Fulani terrorists, no matter what you do in the north side of Nigeria and in the southwest, please do not reciprocate it in the southeast, known as Biafra. I know what they talk. We know they make videos like the north and the southwest. We know they call on governors or government to come and help us. We know they call on security.
Now you are coming out to say Nnamdi Kanu is the death, you are the life. Something you sold off, took money, sold Biafrans for money, traded your brothers for money.
And it was even better with news of the release of those that have been abducted, set of people.
The same people may be on the crossfire. Did they have identity? There is no guarantee that they will not be readopted when the terrorists get short of money.
The 300 and all.
All right, I greet you all. Today, I want to have a detailed look at that video that is circulating in terms of the woman that has been speaking from that kidnappers den from Oyo State. You know, sometimes you hear her talk, but this particular speech, is bringing out these people. So, but from the look of things, if you ask me, I will tell you that that woman most likely was tutored to say those things. Those things are not coming from that woman, as in she was tutored that she must say it. That is the way I see it. And two things are involved. Either some people are playing games with the government and the kidnappers. There may be some people playing games in between, you know, trying to project that they are not demanding for ammunition, they are not demanding for Sharia, they are not doing that, they are not doing that. But really, they have demanded for these things. And they said those in captivity is what they want. Which people in captivity? Which people? The ones that government have trained, the ones that government has rehabilitated, released to the government for integration into the society, or which one are they talking about? There is most likely, allegedly, you see, which captivities are they talking about? See, these things are not, it shows the level of intelligence of these people that are doing this thing. It shows their level of intelligence, that they are not that smart. You see, they projected this woman to say this thing, and that is the truth about that, making it look as if it's the woman that is saying it. Eh? Just imagine. Let's watch the video. Probably if we come back, we'll finish the analysis. Thank you.
We were shown some print media where it was stated that these people that abducted us requested for release of some people. They requested for 1 billion naira. They requested for Sharia to be entrenched in the country. These are not true. They are just trying to create problems for us. We have been here since. We have not been forced to worship in Islamic way. We have been left alone. They have not troubled us concerning that. They are not asking for Sharia law. They are not asking for money. The single thing they are asking for is the release of some of their people. I don't know why they are peddling this rumor to make it complicated for us. Please, we are just begging you. Don't play politics with our lives. Nigerians, please help us to circulate this. Let it go viral. They are not asking for Sharia law. It is not true. They are not asking for weapons. They are not asking for money. All they want is the release of some people. And the government will negotiate with them and know those that they will release for them. I don't know why they are playing politics with our life. Please, Nigerians, our lives are in your hand. Help us make this go viral. Don't let the government deceive the whole world.
So you can see somebody is playing game somewhere. Judging from the past activities of these terrorists, that has been their way of operation. So why this Oyo State own is going to be different from the way they were doing before? Settlement, buy machine, buy guns, buy cars, release captivities. It has been their modus operandi. That has been the way they operate. So why is this one going to be different? To tell you that somebody is playing game somewhere. Probably after they are going to settle these people and they will release those people. You see the level of their intelligence. And let me tell you, I pray that that woman will come out alive and nothing will happen to her. I just pray. But let it be. Well, so many things are going on. Even in the Southeast, there are, insinuations that allegedly Nsukka, University of Nigeria and Nsukka may be attacked. There are rumors, but recently helicopters belonging to police, allegedly, as they said, we are seen flying around that vicinity, and there are some traces of operatives. So let's see this short video. The video will tell you more. Let's go.
Military helicopter patrolling Nsukka. They are actually circling the University of Nigeria and Nsukka. And they've been like this for the past couple of hours. We also saw the military truck by the roadside.
So that is the update concerning that area that I've said. Yes, people are not, finding it funny. There are talks, from the Southeast that these people should not even try any nonsense coming to the Southeast. That they should not even think of doing that. That if they try it, what they see, they will take. Yes, I've seen some videos, they talk about the Eastern Security Network in the Southeast, that it is the basis of establishment of that ESN to ward off these people if they want to enter Southeast, because government, forces cannot help the situation. And that is why Kanu established those security forces inside our bush. You see, because of what is happening, people don't trust the government apparatus, security apparatus from this side, in particular Southeast. So they decided to form their own security apparatus to ward off these guys if they enter. You see the situation. So now, but federal government later say no, that this thing will not work. They came in and scattered those boys. Well, whether they are still in existence now, I'm not sure. I don't know. So, but there are still, people that believe that they are still in existence. And, these terrorists have been warned never to try Southeast, to enter any school or anything, to try any rubbish. Let's hear this, our brother. He has something to say concerning that warning.
Bandits, Fulani terrorists, no matter what you do in the north side of Nigeria and in the southwest, please do not reciprocate it in the southeast, known as Biafra. I know waiting at the talk. We know they make videos like the north and the southwest. We know they call on governors or government to come and help us. We know they call on security. Remember that our 3 million people that died during the war, the injury is still in our mind. Do not make any mistake of you wake up one day, your plan come be say make you enter any secondary school. or any primary school in the Southeast known as Biafra can't kidnap our students or our children and our teachers, carry them enter forest. Oga, we go find una come that forest. We don't need to call on government because now the government they protect una. We no go call on security because they are their organs that they protect una. We don't need to call them. Now we go enter the forest. We don't need. See, I know why I dey talk this thing because we still dey vex for wetin they do us. Make una oga and una sponsors wey dey for government. Make them know say Biafra land Southeast is no go area. Make sure you do not carry am enter Southeast because if you do, you will not go back the same way you come. I gain you. Make una mind the day. You see that song where they sing say, "Na my area be this so fire make I fire you. Na my area be this so touch me make I touch you. Na my kaba be this so touch me make I hit you. Na my area be this so fire make I fire you." That is what will happen to Fulani bandits, Fulani terrorists and their sponsors if they eventually Makachuku see in a Biafra land, they kidnap our students, they kidnap our mazo and the teacher, carry them enter our forest. There is a reason that they fear Igbo tribe in Nigeria and in Africa. That's why they're going to see. You get why they fear that tribe. You get why they fear that small 5 states. That 5 small states where they try to crush. You get why they fear them. They couldn't succeed in 1970, when the world has not developed, when the world is not well exposed the way it is today, when there is no social media. They couldn't succeed. That time what we said they go commit atrocities, they go cover them because nobody to talk, nobody to post them, nobody to create awareness. Today, 2026, as they do and they receive them, now you wait they let you know. So now waiting it be that song. Now my area be this, touch me make I touch you. Now waiting go happen to bandits if they bond them well, they bond their sponsors well. Make their sponsors and any of the Southeast lawmakers and Southeast governors reach the deal and they deal with them. Say may they come Southeast. We they wait for them, make una come. If they're born on way, make una come. They are.
Well, having said that, people still believe that Ralph Wazulike, that he has, hand in that allegation to buy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I really don't have the detailed information in that regards, but from what I am seeing, people are pointing accusing finger to him that he has even collected money before, that people already know him and the way he operates.
What we are doing now is lamentation. I want to ask Wazulike, the last time I checked, before the emergence of Nnamdi Kanu in this movement, you sold off the agitation, you sold off Biafra, you took money. I was one of those small boys. No coordination, no settlement, a mass up. All the way from Okigwe, your own house, I trekked with my 2 leg, physical leg, back to Umahian. The agitation you sold off and told us young boys we should go and find something to do with our life, that we should not be jobless. All the Masop boys, how you settled us, you called us jobless. People don't like telling stories, telling truths. Now you are coming out to say Nnamdi Kanu is the death, you are the life. Something you sold off, took money, sold Biafrans for money, traded your brothers for money. Now you are the life, Nnamdi Kanu is dead. Wazulike, you no get sense. You no get sense. What you are doing, you are planning secretly, they should kill Nnamdi Kanu. You people you think say no, I'm not you people's type. My eyes are not blind. Spiritually, I'm sound and okay. So wait you know the plan now, I won't kill Nnamdi Kanu by crook or by the hook to kill Nnamdi Kanu. He no go work for una. He no go work for una.
All right, so now don't hear like I said, they are pointing accusing fingers to Ralph Wazurike concerning the situation of Nnamdi Kanu, because there are talks that the federal government wants him to be under death sentence instead of life imprisonment, but it will not happen. That one is laughable. To me, it will never happen. Yes, but let's see as it goes. Nothing will happen to him. He has not done anything, and not this time that people have seen the light from him. That be say they won't cause trouble now. They won't cause trouble. Nnamdi Kanu is not an ordinary person. He's an anointed person on his own. So let them not just go that side. Even this prison that he is now, I know he will not be there for long. He will come out. Well, let's have this detailed discussion. It's going to spice up your day. And please take your time. Don't be in a rush. If you have anything you want to tell us, you tell us after this video. Thank you.
And it was even better with news of the release of those that have been abducted, set of people.
The same people may be on the crossfire. Did they have identity? There is no guarantee that they will not be readopted when the terrorists get short of money.
The 300 or 416 abductees from Borno, victims from Borno who were released. I think that made my weekend a little better.
Moses.
Barrister?
Is there any guarantee that they will not be readopted?
The same people or a different set of people?
The same people may be on the crossfire. Did they have identity? There is no guarantee that they will not be readopted when the terrorists get short of money. I mean, we have seen it happen over and over again.
Run short of money.
The only thing that will make me happy to hear that they have been exterminated. Simple. It is possible. Other countries have done it.
So you're of the opinion that the government paid ransom and these terrorists might come back when they need money again. Is that what you're trying to say?
Is that not what is fueling the terrorism? No, tell me the truth. Is that not what is fueling the terrorism? Or have government not been paying ransom to them?
Has government been paying ransom to them?
Have they not been paying? Oh, God Almighty.
All right, then. Well, there is this AFP message that came out that government paid ransom to the tune of about $7 million for the release of some victims of terrorism, those who were arrested, who were kidnapped. But anyway, let's get into some of the stories now. We have Sokoto ADC governorship candidate pledges civil service reforms, poverty reduction. Well, the big story on the cover page of the Punch newspaper is states rush to deploy forest guards as insecurity deepens. So we know of the 1,000 forest guards approved in Oyo State. There is another 1,000 forest guards in Kaduna State as well. They've approved 1,000. And I was watching the deployment on television yesterday, and I saw a man who looked like he was in his 70s as part of the forest guards. He couldn't even stand upright. And
the people you
I asked myself, what exactly will he be doing? Is it experience that we're looking at now?
No,
or is it agility?
I think he knows. He might know the forest inside.
Yes, I wanted to say that the
corners,
terrain.
all the corners of the forest.
So experience comes to play.
Experience comes to play. He might not actually be in the field if the Mr. Gomu, if they give him equipment and gadget, communication, talk back, he will actually be communicating with his men, inside, where are you? Probably you go left, you turn right, or and all of. I'm just thinking,
that you are helping.
I'm
just thinking that is what it could be.
My own thinking is that most of them are juju-induced
Yeah, I was
forest
going to
guards.
say that. Yeah.
Oh, so they are fortified in voodoo.
Juju,
Yes.
like
Voodoo fortification.
like Sunday Igbo has been advocating. There are most of them because I don't see what they can do to the terrorists.
You don't think Odeshi can work with terrorists?
Sorry?
You don't think Odeshi can work with terrorists?
No, I say without that juju.
Okay.
None of them can face those terrorists because the gun they are carrying is not comparable. It cannot match them. So most of them are going there with juju. Unfortunately, Amoteku with all their juju, they say 200 of them have died.
Well, you have unfortunate cases.
Yes, Makinde said 200 of the Amotekus have died so far. So this juju thing, I don't think it works in all instances. At times it will filiance. When the guns will start blazing, it doesn't know juju. It doesn't know juju. So my thinking is that those forest guards, I know they are young people, civilians. If you want to curb this thing, it is not this forest guard that will do it. Moses, I have said this severally. This is like a suicide mission. They can't face this terror. They cannot. Because if the military cannot, what will a forest guard do for God's sake? What will they do? It's not possible. I'm telling you, it's not possible. Let the government come out and look, there are many ways to do this thing and it will work, but government don't want to follow that route. I don't know why. I don't know what they are afraid of. Eliminating them by piecemeal, like these guys that have entered Oyo State now. The government can deploy all the military to rout them out. That none of them will leave that environment alive. You know you have taken care of that area, establish that area, clear that area. Then if they show up anywhere, you go there again, surround that place, clear it.
At the risk of the lives of the abductees.
There are ways intelligence now. Like we have drones and all that. How did they get the Adela boost? How did they do that?
No, those ones are just two in number. We are looking at about 46 kids, with teachers who have.
I don't think we should compare.
Held captive across the country. Barrister Darlington, the president have been criticized several times of his critics have accused him of not being empathetic enough in terms of insecurity in this country. But on few occasions, he has come out to assure Nigerians that he will defeat insecurity. But then the other side of the criticism is saying that he doesn't have the political will to defeat insecurity. So how do you think this assurance will resonate with Nigerians?
Anybody is banking on that assurance because we have had and seen it several times. Severally. When this administration run into a cul-de-sac, when they didn't know what to do, they will bring up this type of statement to reassure Nigerians, to divert our attention. But in reality, nothing is being done. And nothing will be done until the next one happens. That has been the narrative. That has been the lot of Nigerians. And so these promises, when will it be implemented? When are we going to see results? That is the issue. It's not enough to tell us that you will not surrender to terrorism. But from the look of things, you have. Because these guys, they are like an alternate government in Nigeria. They dictate what they want and they go for it. And nobody has been very, very, very frank with them. I mean, you have not shown that political will that, yes, you are angry with what is going on. You have not. Seriously. Was it not the wife of the president that went about 2 or 3 days ago distributing cars and they were dancing? As if nothing happened.
And, we've talked so much about insecurity in this country that we're beginning to sound like a broken record. Several persons, security analysts, security experts have come out every day to say that this federal government know how to defeat insecurity if they really want to defeat insecurity. What do you think if the allegations are true, why do you think that is the case? Is it that there are some persons or some cabal in this country that are bigger than the president, or that the president is afraid of? You know, because it looks like he's afraid of stepping on toes if the allegations are to be believed.
No, the political will is not there. And then two, insecurity has been weaponized. It has become a political tool in the hands of the people in government. I mean, the facts are there. The facts are there. Why are they rehabilitating them? Why are they calling the terrorists our brothers, that we should forgive them and all that? Eh? The one that even surprised me was when the wife of the president was threatened. Threatened, and nobody reprimanded that man. The president did not even utter a word. I mean, utter a word. Eh? To show that protection over his wife. So, there is more to it. There is more to it, because the boldness of these terrorists is very annoying. Their boldness is very, very annoying, seriously. The way they do what they do and the way they say what they is very, they will be committing crime and then be videoing it, telling us the whole thing they are doing. Like that man, they cut off his head in your state. They showed it to the whole world. They are not afraid. So that will tell you that something is happening that we don't know. And nobody wants to tell us.
So to them, it looks like whatever they do, it is inconsequential. Nobody is strong enough to reprimand them for their action.
I mean, look at it yourself. Since this is that, since Tinubu came into office, have you seen him make one statement against the terrorists? I mean, national brokers against the terrorists. Has he ever? Every time, we are going to get them. We are going to deal with them. It will not happen again. This enough is enough. I don't know how many times he's going to say it without nothing being done. If he had been acting, if he had been doing what he needs to do, what he swore to do for Nigeria, to protect lives and property, Solomon, I don't think we'll be where we are today. I don't think we are going to be where we are today. Something would have happened for these people to know that, yes, there's a government.
Now, Tinubu was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, acknowledged the hardship facing many households. They said the government is sensitive to all the pains, shares with them, and has heard citizens cry over the economic strain. Critics keep saying his government has become one of the highest spending governments, instead of reducing the cost of governance. It has increased. More ministries and departments were open. There's incessant traveling outside of the country, all through the government coffers. How does he, with this amount of spending, how does he calm the nerves of Nigerians that he's sensitive to the pains and shares with them the hardship that ordinary Nigerians are going through? That will be very difficult for Nigerians to believe, seeing the very high amount of money being spent by the government.
What this president is saying is different from what he is doing. That is just the simple truth. All the statements he has made, he cannot even begin to walk the talk. He's saying another thing and doing another thing. The profligacy is so, in fact, the profligacy is unimaginable. And yet you are telling us you bear our pain. You bear. Are you bearing our pain? Are you being prudent with the resources available to you? The answer is capital no. For example, look at all the contracts awarded to his cronies. Was any of them bidded? Was it costed? Is Nigeria getting value for their money? These are answers that are very obvious to everybody. So, How can you be doing all these things and you are telling Nigerians you bear their pain? You are not bearing anybody's pain. You are not. You are not. Seriously. The way you are spending money, even on irrelevant issues. Ordinary ICC that was renovated in Abuja, we can spend 39 billion and renamed it after you. And when you came, instead of you to tell him that this thing is too much, you are celebrating him, telling him that he should not mind naysayers. Naysayers over our money that you are wasting. Naysayers.
Now, still on insecurity, the Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa, and the Governor of Kaduna State, Ubasani, stressed the place of quality education in defeating ignorance, conquering hopelessness, and ensuring true and lasting security. Now, the Defense Academy, the military, have called this situation non-kinetic approach to insecurity. In this case, now they are anchoring this on education. Now, it is obvious with the extremism going on, talking about religious brainwashing, how much of re-education is needed to help reset these people back to reality?
It is said that a bad workman always quarrels with his tools. There is nothing these military chiefs have not told us. The other time, he said that we should fight them. The other one said that we should pray. You know, nothing they have not. Both the kinetic and the non-kinetic approach, has it worked? They told us that these guys are from what's it called? Libya, that they are not Nigerians. At every point in time, they will give excuses. Because the 18 million children out of school, 80% of them came from the north. 80%. So what are you talking about education? How can there be education when children are being kidnapped and kept in their den in the forest? And they are telling you Boko Haram, that is Western education is evil. So when you hear and see all these things, why are you trying to pamper the situation? Is there any deliberate effort to educate Northerners or Northern children? At least abolish the Almajiri culture. The North are not the only Muslim area in the world. In Dubai, there is nothing like that. In fact, apart from the white clothes they wear in Dubai, because of the where they are desert area and all that. You know, they are in the hot region. The only thing that will make you think that Dubai is a Muslim state is that white and all those things they wear on their head. Apart from that, nothing else. Every other thing, you think that you are in a white man's land. Is it not a Muslim state? Saudi Arabia, is it not a Muslim state? So why is that of the North different? Everything is all about violence, aggression. Now, I mean, it's that let them look for the solution and stop giving excuses.
Now, away from insecurity, now the federal government has introduced fresh measures aimed at strengthening financial discipline across ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, which places new limits on reimbursable interest and tightening oversight of public funds. Well, some will say this should start from the top. It is how the president spends. It's how his ministers, the ministries, and agencies will spend. What's your take?
Of course. Example is better than precepts. If the federal government will start by being prudent, I'm sure every other person will fall in line. Limiting the amount of money, is that who will follow it? Was it not this president who said that whenever he's traveling, his entourage will not be more than, I think, 10 or be 15 within the country, and then 25 when they're going out of the country? Since he made that statement, has he kept any of them? Has he observed his own rule? Has he? These are issues. You cannot be telling people to do what you say and not what you are doing. Who will listen to you? They will know that you are joking. They won't take you serious. Eh? They won't take you serious. That's why all the marching orders you are giving the military, did they obey any of them? Did they listen to it? They are not taking him serious because they know that what he's saying is not what he's doing. So telling us that ministries should be spending 700,000, that is just fallacy. At the end of the day, some of them will be spent up to 5 million. Up to 5 million naira. And nobody will be reprimanded.
Now, to politics now, the presidential candidate of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, Peter Obi, has warned against the growing trend of attributing criminal activities to ethnic groups, describing it as divisive and harmful to national unity. Obviously, he took himself as an example of being an Igbo man. He's been judged several times based on his ethnicity as an Igbo man. What's your take?
Of course. The greatest problem of Nigeria today is tribalism, ethnicity, and religion. If you remove these three things out of our life, Nigeria will be, in fact, Nigeria will become paradise. But at every point in time, tribalism will come in. If you look at the appointment of Tinubu in the administration, all of them are sectional. Go and count how many Southwestern and Yorubas that are in his government. It's like the only region in this country today is the Southwest. All the appointments, especially major appointments, it's like there is no other person in Nigeria except the Yoruba. So when you see all these things, you will not doubt what will be said. The way Obi has been hounded, just because he's an Igbo man, will equally tell you the story of that man. It's obvious to everybody.
Now, but he made this statement broad, including insecurity in this country, where a lot of Nigerians have attributed insecurity to Fulanis. So once you're a Fulani, you already have that stereotype of being a member of Boko Haram. You know, so that extends not just with him as an Igbo man, but in this context on insecurity.
Is it not when you identify a problem that you can solve it? Is it not when? Because when you go to hospital, the first thing the doctor will do is for you to go and do tests. From the outcome of the test, they will not know what exactly is wrong with you. Are you telling me that up to today, we don't know that particular ethnic group that is behind this insecurity? No, tell me. Is it not obvious? America have mentioned their name. America have named them. They even put a figure.
But this is exactly what Peter Obi is saying. You don't use a few criminals to paint I mean, there are Fulanis that are not criminals, that are not bandits and members of Boko Haram.
Okay. Let us call out the criminal element among them. He said Fulani militia, Fulani herdsmen. I don't know the one who have been calling out. And then their brothers in the hem of affairs are behind them, supporting them, giving them backup. So how do you want to separate the criminal element from the ones you claim are innocent? Because I didn't see any difference. If somebody as high as Buhari, as the president of this country, can be supporting them, my dear, it will be difficult for you to separate their leaders from the people doing these things. Because somebody bought the arms for them. Somebody gave them all the logistics. Because I remember in 2016, Buhari included 940 million naira in our national budget to fund the Fulani herdsmen's activities. We all raised eyebrow, including me. I remember I was in one TV station at along Onikban. Yes, Onikban. And I said, no, this is wrong and all that. After all the night, they said, no, they want to build ranches for them so that their clashes with farmers will stop. We said, okay, if that will bring peace, no problem. Solomon, up to today, and since Buhari left us, did you see one single ranch he built? Right at the end of that month or year, what we saw was guns all over. Fulani started carrying gun. Fulani herdsmen, they started carrying gun. All of us, we know how this thing started and who was behind it. So at the end of the day, we didn't see 940 million. We didn't see any ranch. What we saw was gone. So is it not obvious what happened? Is it not obvious? So when people are saying you should not, the good ones among them, come out and make statement. Instead of you, when your people go and kill people, you pretend as if you are not aware. You didn't know what they did and all that. It's wrong. Okay. Their criminal silence is more than enough evidence to say that, yes, they are supporting it. You have seen and heard what Shegumi is doing. You have seen and heard what Shegumi is doing. Is that, will you now say that that one too is innocent? You heard what Erofai told you. How they want to recruit them. Okay. Please, they are involved.
Thank you very much, Barrister Gomo. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
All right, viewers, I thank you for coming along with me in this particular video. Well, if you have anything you want to tell us, please go ahead. And I am still Chinedu. If you have not subscribed, just subscribe by clicking on the subscription button, notification bell. Please like this video and don't forget to share it to others. Let's see you next time. I say bye for now.